Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Heroes of the Storm. I am Bahamut, your caster. On the left-hand side, we have Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, and on the right, it is going to be Team Happy Cloud. I am your caster for the evening. This is a Division 2 Heroes Lounge matchup. Hello, everybody in chat. Jinxie Cat, Stark, Linehouse, Minion, Stark once again, Chimotription. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Ooh, long queues. Well, at least you now have a stream to watch. So, before we get into this, let's actually get into the map bans, which we do have here for you right now. The coin flip was won by the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. They went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. Braxis Holdout was banned out by the members of Team Happy Cloud, which Thrice Pie was not very happy about themselves. And Tomb of Spider Queen is our map number 1. Chosen by Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. As we get right back into this draft, I chugged a bunch of water before we got going. Sorry about that, and I had to burp all of that out. But we have a Maya being banned out. We also have the Joanna being taken away on top of that, and then also the Mal'Ganis. So high tank priority bans on the side of Team Happy Cloud. But we are going to be seeing that high mobility bans. Do they ban out the Genji so that they don't have to deal with either of those, or are they looking to worry about something else, maybe a Garrosh for some of that engagement? ETC strong, Diablo's great. Okay, they're gonna go for Garrosh. Garrosh in rotational factors is just a powerful hero. He can displace a single target, and if you have something like a Jaina to follow up, that's some slows and then some burst. But it looks like the members of Team Happy Cloud are gonna first pick that Jaina right off the bat. They're just like, all right, this is what we want. We are gonna be grabbing that, and it will easily get us some nice wave clear in between these rotations. The other thing too is her level 1 questing talent that we often see taken is going to be those Fingers of Frost. You can stack that up quite quickly with those rotations between mid and top. On the left-hand side, though, Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, they are going to be picking up a 1-2. I personally like to do tank and healer right at the start. Diablo would be great, but they're going to go for a new Brack and Raynor. Okay. The reason I was thinking of Diablo is we often see a lot of teams go for that dive composition style on a map like this. In those rotations, Diablo looks for maybe someone who's a little straggling behind in that rotation from the enemy team. They can then get the shadow, the overpower, and the shadow charge to separate them. But they have this nice Tyrande to follow this up. This is a really, really nice burst dive composition coming up from Team Happy Cloud. Diablo has the nice engage. Tyrande has some follow-up on top of just Diablo's double stun if he does get that wall charge. Then Jaina just dumps snow on top of them, and, well, they can chill out for a little bit. We do have the ban phase coming around once again. They are going to be needing a solo laner and some other damage. I would say maybe ban out something that's a little dive heavy, like you could go Malthael or even Greymane. But they go for the Phoenix. Jaina does pair well into that. Lightning Breath does as well. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could get slows off and pair into that. It's very smart. I like that ban. On the side, though, of Team Happy Cloud, I would say actually just go for the support choke, but they're actually going to go for the wave clear choke. Okay. They don't want to have the Kael'thas, who also does stack very well in this map. Mana Addict is a great talent at level 1. Give you that extra shielding after you hit those 20 globes. And the other factor on top of that, Hero Sharebot, please go away. I've removed you from everything, and you keep coming back like some crazy killer. Hero Sharebot. No. Alright, we're going to get a Stukov banned out here. Or excuse me, picked up here. And they round that out with a Malthael for now. So Malthael is going to be that solo lane. And some dive to go into this. They could go... Typically, you don't want to go into something that's high health pool here, and then maybe something ranged into the Malthael. I'm thinking maybe you could just go Thrall, which would be some decent setup, and that has a little bit more poke into the Malthael, but I would say go for a lower HP based hero, or you maybe try and find some range in the solo lane. Okay. That's such a weird... So they're gonna go for the Orphea, which I'm not like... I've talked with a couple people. Some people say she's a mage. Some people just says she's just a flat right out, assassin. So like, I don't know. Like she's just, some people are just like, she's just a ranged assassin. Like she's not a mage. But some people have also said, well, it's double mage. We'll see. We'll see how it works out for them. That Malthael and Dahaka is going to be an interesting matchup here. What else do we have to round this out? They need wave clear, and that's going to be Gul'dan. No. I just wanted to ask about your Asmodan build. I one time I gave like a 3-day ban or something like that to Hero Sharebot, and then Twitch chat made me undo it. They made me feel bad about it. Man, Twitch chat. Y'all the rudest. Oh, but no, we have a really, really cool matchup coming up in just a second here. We're going to be loading in the map, and honestly, names aside, just looking at the drafts, I really, really like the draft coming out from Team Happy Cloud. I think there's a lot of great elements in there. The thing is that Malthael really could be a devastating factor for them, and then Gul'dan's poke could be more beneficial. I don't... Like, I always do this. I'm like, I like this team, but, I mean, there are chinks in the armor. There's weaknesses in both compositions on either side. I mean, Stukov, if getting invaded from behind basically by Dahaka, that's going to be a really bad time. Stukov doesn't really have the best disengages and stuff like that until they hit level 10. But we are going to be going ahead and getting into this game number 1. Let us see. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Let's do it anyways. Hold on. I just want to do this really quickly. I have a fancy transition that I want to use. Okay, so we have the fancy transition. Let's go ahead and get into this. Game number 1 on the left-hand side, we're going to be having Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, with Bumblebee going to be on the Stukov. We'll have Linehouse on the Malthael. Snag will be on the Raynor. Crow will be on the Gul'dan, and Professor Bobo will be on that Anubarak. On the right-hand side, we have Team Happy Cloud, with Galaxy Quest going to be on the Orphea. Ferret is going to be on the Jaina. We're going to be having Brett Michaels on the Diablo. R275 Delta will be on the Tyrande, and What a Pal will be on the Dahaka. Are they trying to slow the minion? Oh my god, I have not seen this since, like, Cloud9 HGC, or not even HGC at that point, just HC, like Hero Circuit, but... we are going to be going ahead and getting right into this. First matchup here, first game, do have just all, well, the majority of Team Happy Cloud just starting as a cluster at the beginning here. We have right away Once Bitten, Thrice Pie just rotating off into the lanes. Malthael did pick up that On a Pale Horse, so we're going to be maybe looking and seeing at them doing some of that double soaking action. Gul'dan did go into the Echo of Corruption stacks. So they will be working on getting those 40. Jaina did go into the Fingers of Frost. I did talk a little bit about in some of the draft phase here. And just Dahaka will be going into the tissue regeneration, just trying to make sure that they're a little bit more beefy for that bottom lane. Well, What a Pal in line. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I was thinking maybe go for something that won't really get shredded by the Malthael and get beat out, and maybe Dahaka can just freeze the wave consistently right in front of the gate, and that'll be absolutely fine. But I feel like that's going to struggle at least for a little bit here. Ooh, actually, nice engage coming out from Bobo into that back line. Nice stacks coming out from Crow. We do have Ferret also poking out. Brett Michaels very low here, gonna get drained by Crow. No kill just yet, but Brett Michaels very, very low on health. Does need to tap their well. Meanwhile, What a Pal. Ooh, actually, Crow in this top lane is having some damage put onto them, but looks like Galaxy Quest isn't able to find the kill just yet. Bobo is going to get slammed to the wall. The follow-up's on, and that will be first kill of the game, going over to the members of Team Happy Cloud. They continue to make their rotations between these lanes, as well as Galaxy Quest just making sure that maneuverability is available for them. R275 Delta will be coming down to this mid lane, as we do see that Linehouse was doing that double soak because the team did lose that Anubarak. They're just going to take a little bit slow. They'll just clear their wave. They'll take their time. Malthael does have that quick rotation, so it's not a big deal. Look at some of these early numbers here coming out from both these teams. Oh yeah, doubles do value indeed. We are going to be having the Bruiser Camp picked up here on the right-hand side. That is going to be a little bit early, but they actually, no, they're going to be losing Brett Michaels here, and that's a few gems you do not want to drop. That's going to be 9 gone for them. Sets them back a little bit in their economy here. We are just going to be seeing Camp picked up. They'll have some pressure into mid lane, but really no Web Weaver to follow up on top of that. Typically, you want to try and time those two things together, so you have that nice mid lane push. You also have the spell armor from the mage in the middle, so that way like things like Gul'dan really can't get damage onto your team, and you can push super hard with the Web Weaver as well. So just a little strategy you can take into your own games right there. As it's 5.5 to 5.5, 1 kill each. Looks like we're going to be setting ourselves up for another engagement here. We are going to be having a lot of damage going out to Professor Bobo, and seems like we'll just have the burrow out, and they make it out just fine. Some poke damage coming in as well. Just going to try and get some Impale onto a couple of these members, slow them down here, and weaken them a little bit. Crow doing a great job of just cycling through health as well as mana, and just making sure that Bumblebee is getting that healing onto them so they can just continually dump out these Fel Flames, get that poke wave clear, and then maybe even get a couple more stacks on that Corruption quest at level 1 that they have. We do have a rotation coming down onto Linehouse, and it seems like this is going to be the Tongue Drag, the follow-up, and that is going to be the burst they need, and that will be a pick onto Malthael. You'll see them doing this. They're going to be zoning these gems as best they can. It looks like Professor Boba will work their way in. That big beetle will have a big booty and push its way for those, pushing themselves up to 26 gems. We do have availability for turn-in for both teams. See if they're going to be able to get that 7 beforehand and pressure with it, or if it's just going to be kind of poked out and we'll have Malthael back already. Ooh, we have some nice damage coming out into Bret Michaels here. They aren't able to get a kill, taking them down to half health, as Twitch chat already noted. Devils do. Getting some nice... just getting some nice healing back. Sorry, I looked down at the stacks and I was just like, oh cool, Diablo's at 69 stacks. Nice. That was at 71. But anyways, it threw me off for a hot second there. We do have Bobo going for the turn in here. This is going to be just enough, I think, that they do need. I can do math. Yes, it is going to be enough. The follow-up stun will be coming out from R275 Delta onto Snag. And they don't get the kill, but take Rainer down a little bit in health. Galaxy Quest is a little forward there. They also do have the majority of the economy for the members of Team Happy Cloud. Seems like we have the Siege Giants pushing in bottom. We do have the Web Weavers come down here as well. They're going to be splitting between... Thank you so much. Also, Brian Flynn, thank you so much for the follow during this game. I'll resend your alert once we get out. Hopefully that Twitch alerts is not going to be a butt tonight. But either way, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Also, incredible. Thank you for coming by. And yeah, nice. Very nice. All right, so this bottom wave seems to be where they're trying to pressure up, but they're just going to be rotating up into this mid lane. Bret Michaels going to be taking a little damage there from Crow. They're just trying to make sure that they're just pushing up this wave as best they can. Snag will stay in this bottom lane with the Dahaka. They do have the availability for that brush stalk. I do not think it's been used yet this game. They take out the front gate. The Chomp will be coming out from Galaxy Quest. They move into that top lane. And this is often where we see a lot of teams prioritize their initial push. And I actually, in the casting that I've done lately, I don't see a lot of teams prioritizing top lane. It's something that we used to see all the time. Because of the fact that there was this mentality, and I at least I still have it, top wave is a big win condition. Hold up that thought. Galaxy Quest? Okay, never mind. The mentality of just being like, all right, well, top lane is a win condition. You can get Web Weavers into... Oh, nice follow-up stun. Crow's in a bad spot. They have the burst, and that will be a kill. But you can get boss into Web Weavers and push through top lane. It's also your shortest lane on the map, if I'm not mistaken. So you also just have that speed to just work the way down the wave as Linehouse is going to get caught out here. There's going to be Galaxy Quest as well. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was like, did they just pop last rites? I swear I saw the last rites kind of like fog around them, but it might have just been Malthael's actual death animation. They also didn't have 10s either, but 10s are going to be achieved. We are going to be having those crushing jaws from the Orphea, Apocalypse from the Diablo, Starfall from that Tyrande. Looks like that is going to be the Isolation from the Dahaka and Ring of Frost from Jaina. So we're going to be seeing some combos coming out from these teams, as we have seen throughout the night so far from Team Happy Cloud. A lot of great follow-up stuns and combos. It is 1 to 4 in kills, 9 to 10 in levels. And they are going to be pushing in with the second Web Weaver summoning of this game. Do just have mid lane pressure seems to be their play at this point. They want to be able to take out this well, make it a little bit more difficult in their rotations. Huge shadow charge coming out from Bret Michaels. Isn't going to be getting any sort of kill. We do have some pressure coming in to the other lanes, but this is going to be their main priority as the web wrap goes out into Diablo. They want to engage while they have it. That is also going to be the Starfall in the backline. They also do have the Hyperion just hitting everyone. Professor Bobo is going to be able to get away. The Horrify does separate some of the members from the team. The Apocalypse does come out. The last rights are going to be on 275 Delta. They aren't going to be just killed. Oh my god, the Crushing Jaws come out, but they do not get away. Tyrande does end up going down. Bobo comes in with a huge dive, and they have to get right out of there as Malthael will be going down. A 2-for-1 trade. Diablo getting a little bit low here. They do have the Shadow Charge. Orphea going to be getting some nice poke onto this, but if they engage further, oh my god, Crow's going to get some nice corruption onto them, but this isn't going to be enough, I don't think, as Diablo does get that Fire Stomp and walks away with just about 300 health. A great team fight, but going a little south for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, and Team Happy Cloud are going to be coming out on top during that engagement. What a Pal goes straight into bottom lane and works on the siege camp. And boy, that was a great fight that broke out. Oh, so many members, just so much possibility. If honestly, if Bubba would have actually like stayed on the Diablo, they would have. I think they would have had that, but they might have been a little worried about the potential turnaround from Orphea or even Jaina's burst, you know, being at half health themselves already. Oh, I had to get something to drink there really quickly, and while I actually do that, we can at least show some of the healing, excuse me, some of the experience numbers and where a lot of that experience is coming from and how passive experience is kind of fitting into this game, as well as the structures, mercenaries, and kills. 13s will be achieved. Oh, Dahaka trying to make their way out. They do have those. Oh, that burrow, the last rites. That's it. And Dahaka goes down. I think they were trying to use isolation. They did get it off, actually. Sorry, it blended right into a Nubrak as they have the same green skin. 13s do get achieved, but they lose the Dahaka, and that is going to be Webweavers descending in favor for the members of Team Happy Cloud. As they have, I think, the third Webweaver phase almost back-to-back here, but they do have their Dahaka down. Granted, they should have the brush stroke available, so we might actually see them go in for some sort of flank in the situation if they do step a little too far forward. We'll see here. I'm kind of waiting for a second because they're sharking around like they do want to take a fight in this mid lane, or maybe catch them in the rotation, kind of giving away their positioning when they are using that Fire Stomp from Brett Michaels. It is 13 talent tier advantage in their favor. They do have the burrow coming out for Professor Bobo. So much damage was put onto them. If they didn't have that burrow, that would have been huge. Hyperion for the disengage, a nice tool used by Snag right there, just to make sure they say, all right, you know what, we don't want to pressure up, we don't want to fight underneath the Hyperion. Meanwhile, Linehouse and bottom lane will be getting as much clearing done as possible. They only lose the well, and that's probably their best bet, but I think that's the well gone for all three of their lanes. Yes, it is, and so they won't be able to have that kind of that retreat path boost that you typically see in a lot of these earlier halves of the game. They're going to have to retreat to that keep level, and that's really going to slow down some of their fights and also make them play a little bit more passively. The other factor in that, they don't even have their 13s yet. They do have the availability for a turn-in. You can see that they want to deny that. Sentinel goes out. R275 Delta. No one going for the turn-in just yet. Jaina watching top. About to die, better press R. Might be on cooldown when I receive. That's, you know what, that was actually one of the hardest mentalities that I had to break for myself, because like Here's the Storm is my first MOBA, and so I actually had a lot of I talked to a lot of Grandmaster players, and I tried to learn a lot from them, and what a pal is gonna get stunned out. They have some dive onto them, but that's not going to be a kill. Orify comes out, as well as the web wrap onto the Tyrande. They do start to turn this around, no turn in just yet, and they want to start to chase this on the side of Team Happy Cloud. It seems like they're revving for these engagements a little bit more. We do have combos available. They also do have that flailing swipe, so that could be a great disengage tool if they do get locked down by a Ring of Frost and, you know, there's an apocalypse. They might get stunned out and for a couple seconds, but that flailing swipe might be the saving grace that keeps them from really getting bodied in those fights. But as I was saying, that was the hardest thing, is not using abilities just because they're off cooldown. Like, there's certain heroes, like, for example, Asmodan, if you're prepping waves, yeah, you want your Lieutenant always in the wave. You want your D to be on cooldown always. That doesn't sound right at all. Bobo is going to be trying to look for an entrance here. The other thing, too, is Crow is sitting at 34 out of the 40 stacks necessary, so they're not too far gone from that. Now, 15s are way ahead of them by that level lead, and the other factor, too, is that's going to be 16 soon, and they'll be looking for another fight, so sharking around like this is only going to do them so good. As What a Pal is going to be trying to make their way out. They get the tongue drag for the initial stun onto this. It looks like they're not going to be in the best spot. Do they have a burrow? They don't use it or have it. Web Wrap goes out into the Orphea to deny any sort of gem pickup here. I think that is going to be just denied completely. That is going to be the Hyperion coming out. They want to take this fight as the Horrify comes out as well. Dahaka is down for another 28 seconds. Brett Michaels is going to be making their way out of here. Nothing used. The last rites is going to make it onto Diablo. That is going to be Souls Ripped, and they need to respawn, or they get to respawn right away. With this window that's available, they are going to be going for the turn-in. If Tyrande drops the Starfall, nah, see, that's that silver gold mentality right there. It's just like, oh, well, if I just drop Starfall, they can't turn in. It's like, why? Why would you do that? Just hold Starfall. Not yet. That's one of the most universal tips. The biggest improvement from all. Yeah, it's making sure that you're not just burning abilities just to burn abilities. Like, oh, that's going to be Apocalypse coming out. Bumblebee seems to be the target. The Flailing Swipe is used, but it's not connecting. Stukov goes down. The Ring of Frost connects onto two more members here. Raynor is so low. They do get the kill. Anubrak does have the burrow out. They're going to be trying to chase this Galaxy Quest. For some reason, I almost say Gladys. Galaxy Quest is chasing that. They do have Webweavers, though, going into their waves. They need to make sure that they disengage from this and get the clear as quickly as possible. That was a good chase and a good fight in favor for the members of Team Happy Cloud, but the thing is, this Web Weaver phase really was the best thing they could have had on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. This allows them to kind of... They're not going to be losing out on structures themselves, even though they just lost that fight by 2 members. Typically, you'd see, you know, teams, after taking that fight, they would just, you know, push through top wave, go ahead and take your top 4, maybe do a little bit of damage to your keep front gate, and then, you know, they disengage once those 2 members are getting close to respawning and such like that. So having this Web Weaver phase really does allow them to have that little bit of breathing room. They are, I think, going to be trying to poke into this to try and even out that odd lane catapult or every 3rd wave catapult, but they know that that's the game plan. They're already sharking back around. Galaxy Quest, I just want to note, sitting with 41 gems currently. Probably one of the, and well, their team is got 3 burstable heroes, but I'd say one of the highest burstable heroes on their team, carrying the most for their economy. Stun doesn't connect in time, but they do want to take this fight, it looks like. We are going to be having Professor Bobo trying to set up for something, but they just completely disengage to say, you know what, it's 16 to 16, let our Web Weavers descend, and that is going to be the way that we go about this. Sorry, I was glancing over at Twitch chat. Okay. Web Weavers descend. Waves are about halfway for everybody, so these Web Weavers gotta make their way down these lanes. I think top lane seems to be the priority, though, currently for the members of Team Happy Cloud. Alright, Hyperion does come out. That isn't going to be, once again, the same kind of disengage tools we talked about before. It is, I wouldn't say a little early, but they kind of walk around it. The Web Weaver is sitting above half health still. 16 to 16 in talent tiers. The Echo Corruption is going to be connected. You can see how much that's going to be doing there, but it looks like we do have the engagement breaking out. What a Pal is going to be finding some backline entrance here. That is going to be onto Linehouse. They're going to be having a lot of bursts coming out. The Web Wrap comes out to try and slow this down. It goes on to Diablo, but that's easily shredded. This is going to be the Web Weaver in top lane, already gone mid. Oh my god. Galaxy Quest with just a bar of corrupted, just all that damage over time coming out from Gul'dan. That Echo Corruption. I love Gul'dan on this map, at least even just casting. Like, I think Gul'dan players get a lot of good value here because there's a lot of straight lines that people are running in because there's a lot of tight corridors like that. Gets a lot of value here. But even with the Web Weavers in mid and bottom, they just want to say, let's open up top lane because, well, as we talked about earlier in this game, this is a top lane map priority kind of thing. You have boss into Web Weavers, you can really have a great end condition there. Nerf Tyrande. Alright, 17 to 19. They need the... If I was sitting on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie, I'd be saying, we need to take a fight now. Find them in some sort of vulnerable position, get some advantage with our Horrify, and then just body that hero that comes out, get another stack for the Malfield, get that cooldown reduction down a little bit further. This could be risky if they go for it. They are going to be showing that they're on that right side camp. Once they pop in that bottom, I think they might just go for this. This is really risky, or they're just massively faking boss, and this is a long time to be facing boss. Sentinel goes out and they say, okay, they're not on boss. We're just getting baited a little bit there, so they have to rotate back into their lanes. This does allow them to get the clear, but it's just, I don't know, they're sharking around. They need to look for these levels, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen with a pick. They're really going to have to kind of turtle up and wait for the waves to kind of crash into them, which is kind of the worst spot to be in on a map like this, especially when your opponent is about, I think it's like 15 gems off from turn-in. I'm definitely off on the math somehow. 20 talent tier advantage is going to be there soon, but with the waves being pushed into them, I was looking at minimap. I was like, are they going to go for an engagement? No, they're just walking the long way around for mid lane. Yeah, with the waves being pushed into the enemy, they don't want to go out too far. Orphea is going to be soaking up that top lane. That does push them into that 20 talent tier range. The question is, are they going to be pushing in through top lane, or are they going to be trying to pick them off on the advanced side of the map? Sentinel does go out. They do know... Well, I think it hit right into Bobo. Oh, they're going to be trying to get the Shadow Charge in here, but it's not going to be in range. That would have been a great steal if they could have gotten it, but unfortunately it just didn't work out for them. Bret Michaels didn't have the range for the Shadow Charge. Nubrak does have the burrow right out of their Shadow Charge onto one of the minions just to make sure that they're not going to get caught out of position. And they reset the fight. Orphea also on the Mind Devourer sitting at 20 out of the 40 stacks necessary, so really got a lot more to make there. Jaina is at 9,000 out of the 15,000. Tron is at 7 out of the... It's 20? Yes. And Diablo has this Shadow Charge. I think that one's out of 6, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. They do move over onto the boss for the top lane. Web Weavers are going to be descending in favor for Team Happy Cloud. This is exactly what I was talking about at the start. This is what they're going to be trying to combo together. It is very apparent also on the minimap for the enemy team that they are on this boss, because once you spawn the objective on this map, all camps go away. All the icons disappear. You can see the siege and the two Bruiser camps are off the map. So with the boss icon still being there, they know that they're going to be trying to time this boss with the Web Weaver. It is going to descend just about together, so they're going to have this massive push. We're going to see what they're able to do with this. This is also going to be their 20 talent tier advantage over members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. They've got about a half a level, a little bit more than that, just to try and make their way into this. We'll see if they're able to find that somewhere here, or at least maybe poke and get a kill. Raynor does have the Hyperion, so they can try and use that for the disengage, but maybe they're waiting for those 20s as well, just to get some upgrades on some of these heroics before they use them. They're going to be poking out onto this. Catapults they do confirm that in the top lane. That is going to be the web wrap going onto the Diablo. They do have a Horrify on top of it. Ring of Frost is going to be connecting onto 3 members. What a Pal is going to have the Tunneling Claws out. The Apocalypse does come out. The Cold Snap from the center connects onto Malthael. I don't think they expected that Cold Snap to be there. No one ever picks it, and that's going to be Raynor going down as well. We are going to be having the Crushing Jaws coming out, not connecting on anyone. Bumblebee has been separated from team. They have stomped the bee, and that is going to be game number 1 going over to the members of Team Happy Cloud. GG. Well played. Into game number 2. We did it! Cool. Sorry, I've been using multi-actions through my Stream Deck, and so like I'm literally pushing one button, and it's muting things and turning on and off audio, and also swapping scenes and running that little stinger there. So it seems to be going pretty good tonight. I'm really, really pumped about it. Also, shout out to JB Shed, who gave me all of these little transition things, and I think he made them as well. So just thank you, my friend. It did it. Yay, I'm happy. All right, really quickly, for anyone who might have missed it, we have some map bans that did happen. The coin flip was initially won by Once Bitten Thrice Pie. They went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. Braxis Holdout was banned out by Team Happy Cloud. Map number 1 and map number 2 were chosen by Once Bitten Thrice Pie, and that was Tomb of Spider Queen and Infernal Shrines. We find ourselves in game number 2. Team Happy Cloud up on game Once Bitten Thrice Pie, trying to make it into that game number 3 type situation. I'm Bahamut, your caster, and this is Heroes Lounge. This is a Division 2 matchup. And let's get into our draft. Mal'Ganis going to be banned out once again by Team Happy Cloud. I wonder if we see... What was the other thing that they banned out? It was the Joanna, yeah. They just don't want to deal with those 2 heroes. I mean, Mal'Ganis and Joanna on this map are great heroes. They do good work. We're going to get the exact same bans from both teams. Do we get the same drafts? First pick, first ban, still in the same spot. Gonna be Jaina. Okay. I'm all for it. Jaina has great clear on the shrine. She's got great engagement. She's got great burst. I mean, we saw it all throughout that last game. Cold Snap is apparently the best talent in the world. Incredible is probably gonna hate me for saying that. What do they go for this one too? Do they pick up their main tank? Do they pick up the Diablo here? Like, that's my question. I really like the Diablo on this map, and they pick up the Kael'thas with it. So they're going to be instantly going for that combination of the Gravity Lapse as well as just Diablo's engagement, and then just the poke onto the shrine as well as the wave clear and the shrine clear. Much like Tomb of Spider Queen, this is a rotation heavy based map, so you are going to be seeing mid to bottom rotations, and so they're going to be looking for that kind of extra damage to be coming out and really, really burning into them. Why do you have to hurt me like this? I just have to say these things here and there. Just, I don't know. It's because I love my Twitch chat. I love everyone who comes here and watches games. So, I gotta razz you. Like, the moment you're here, you're part of the family. This is going to be the Nubrek and the Tyrande to follow that up, though, so that will be pretty much the same drafts. Well, at least the same draft from Team Happy Cloud, just changing up the Diablo 4 and a Nubrek. Still, Tyrande's follow-up for all of that is really great. Huntress Mark as well as the Lunar Flare, but we are going to be seeing the Dahaka banned out. Not a bad ban. Dahaka got a lot of value in that last game. What a Pal, I believe, was the Dahaka player. Really just on point was a lot of those brush talks in the backline. Also, just those burrows were on time, and then the solo lane was pretty strong for them. They do need a support. They need something for the solo lane, but I would say, and they also need some other engagement for some of these rotations. I personally say just choke out the supports. Take out something like Alexstrasza or Stukov. Stukov is great on this map, but I think Alexstrasza gets a lot more value because of her presence in the dragon form to be able to really be a, you know, much like Cho'Gall, it's like when you get into a point control type situation, or like you got to fight my team in this area. That's where people like heroes like Alexstrasza in their dragon form start to really kind of excel above others. Cho'Gall gets that same kind of benefit in these fight me scenarios. Please just Cho'Gall once bitten thrice pie. No, they're gonna Ana. They're going to Ana Zeratul, so they're going to be going for some backline picking action with the Zeratul onto that Jaina Tyrande. Kael'thas will probably be getting the nano boost, so they'll be able to dump that damage out a lot quicker. Even Zeratul could get nano boosted. They grab the Malthael for the solo lane. They don't know what they're going to be going into just yet, but grabbing it, they're just saying, you know what, we want that kind of, that damage and those last right stacks. What do they go for? They could pick up a Thrall. That wouldn't be bad. They could pick up Phoenix. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. That's another ranged assassin. But they pick up actually Genji. Okay. I like that. Something I've noticed is everyone bans Dahaka game 2 after good Dahaka's game 1. Doesn't matter if it was the most impactful hero or not. Enemy won with Dahaka. F that guy. Ban it. I'm 50-50 on that kind of mentality too, because Dahaka isn't the most insanely impactful hero. But I think it's one of those things that, like, all right, well, we just dealt with it. It was pretty strong. Like, let's not deal with it again. And I think that's a free ban for the members of Team Happy Cloud that allows them to get more things like Genji. Sorry, this is what I talked about in the last game, literally swapped around. I honestly think that Linehouse is going to struggle in the solo lane against Whatapal. And that's purely just because I think Malthael has a stronger presence in the solo lane against a lot of these higher health pool heroes, like Blaze. Now granted, here's the benefit of having the Blaze. You now have a bunker. You now have something to completely obliterate any last right stack possibility. The question is if they're going to be able to have that bunker come down in time, if they're going to be able to have the person get into the bunker. There's a lot of factors. If Blaze is going to be there in time to actually drop the bunker, if Malthael, you know, has on a pale horse, disappears for a couple seconds, shows up in, you know, it becomes a 5v4 in the mid lane all of a sudden, and the last right stack goes off and you didn't realize there was a rotation coming out, well, there's no bunker right there. So it's a nifty play. I like it. Malthael should beat Blaze in the lane, yeah, but bunker shuts down Malthael in teamfights. Exactly. It's like I'm looking in a mirror. But let's go ahead and get into. Oopsie, I didn't push. We're gonna do it again. There, I gotta run it. I gotta also get used to pushing the right button on the stream deck. But oh, it looks like we have a level 1 rung talent. But let's go ahead and get into this. On the left-hand side, we're going to be having Once Bitten Thrice Pie trying to take us to a game 3 with Bumblebee on the Ana Linehouse, going to be on the Blaze Shenanigans. Snag is going to be on the Zeratul. It's Shenanigans backwards. Professor Bo will be on the Diablo, and Crow will be on the Kael'thas. On the right-hand side, really quickly, we are going to be having Team Happy Cloud trying to end this series up a game. We have Ferret going to be on the Jaina, Galaxy Quest on the Genji, Whatapal will be on the Malthael, Brett Michaels on the Anubrek, and R275 Delta once again on the Tyrande. All right, looks like we got ourselves a Beetle build Anubrek. Zeratul, yep, that's true. Zeratul can punish. What's up, Zul Rules? Thanks for coming by. We'll see what they're able to do here. I just wanted to show that Beetle talent. I honestly, with the wrong talent, I wonder, do we just get Beetle build? Like, I want it. I want to cast it. We are going to be having Feast of Fear from the Diablo. We also have the new habits from that Blaze. Nice Stun going to be coming out. A lot of damage onto the Snag, but they have the Blink out. Galaxy Quest going to be poking out with those Shuriken on top of it. Ana will be going to the Sleep Dart Quest at level 1, and then we also have Kael'thas with Convection. And anyone who was just listening, just Tim Allen, like, no, it's not Convection. It's going to be Mana Addict. All right. This is a rotation heavy base map, so we are going to be seeing those between the mid and the bottom. We do have Malthael going to Blaze in the top lane, as we did talk about before. Snag will be getting stunned out here by Brett Michaels. Nice. Sentinel going to be coming out from R275 Delta. We do have Professor Boba with those just fire stomps, just going to be continuing to poke out, heal up as well. And this top lane looks like they're going to be slowly just letting that crash into their own gate. They're going to play that a little bit slow on the side of... that's something you can do too in your own games. If you're losing the lane, start playing it a little bit more passive. Play it a little bit slower. Like, let the wave crash into you. You don't have to forcefully win the solo lane. You can let it crash into your gate and body the damage from the minion wave, and then just clear it out that way. There's a lot of good ways to play this. As I said, Malthael does have that on a pale horse, so they will be able to rotate between that top and mid a lot more effectively, so that does kind of change out how these rotations are going to be coming out from the members of Team Happy Cloud. It might throw off Once Bitten Thrice Pie. We do have Ferret and Friend getting the camp for bottom lane. They just want to make sure that they grab the regen globe for their mana on the side of Bret Michaels. It doesn't look like we're having full Beetle build, as we do have the increase to the burrow. Sad day. A very, very sad day on this stream. I mean, here's the thing. I think it's spell armor, right? Kael'thas is going to struggle with these, as well as Snag on top of it. He's going to be trying to get those cleaves. That's just going to be hitting beetles. Spell armor beetles. We do have the shrine going to be activated at this time. We do have the bruiser camp going to be pushing through the top lane once Whatapal and Ferret finishes this out. Looks like Ferret will be going back for full mana. They're going to give this over for a few seconds, not even being activated just yet. Continuing to soak this up a little bit more as they are on their way for 7s. Both these teams are... There's a little bit of an experience gap starting to form between them. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything too heavy just yet. Jaina is going to be rotating in. No one in that top lane to deal with the shaman camp that's pushing up there, and the wave is pretty in favor, is a little bit more stacked up in favor, but we'll come back to that in a second, as it looks like they're going to be looking for some sort of engagement onto this. Oh my god, the backline coming out from Stag with 7. Oh, I was going to say, like, I saw like 7 health at one point. The awareness coming out from Team Happy Cloud to pick off the Zeratul this consistently, or not pick off, but just pick up on the location as well as stun them out and stun follow-up and just chain lock that down. Really, really great coming out from the members of Team Happy Cloud. We'll see if Once Bitten Thrice Pie really want to try and re-engage on this, as Genji's going to be taking a lot of damage. That is going to be no healing available. They end up getting the kill with the chain bomb from Crow. Nice little pick off from them. They are going to be trying to poke in for a few more skeletal defenders, slows down a little bit more. That does allow them to rotate in. We do currently have, Whatapal is going to be diving in on this. Crow a little bit low in the mana department. That is going to be R275 Delta being almost picked off. They will get picked off. And it's going to be a nice burst coming out from Snag. So they end up taking the Genji right before getting the Tyrande. So staggering these deaths right before the Border Punisher. And they say, you know what? The way this is all set up, we're just going to have to disengage. We're going to go soak. Beto level 1 with no photo. I know Puppy, Phantom Puppy, I agree. Now, if you might have missed it right at the start of this, right as we were loading in, I do believe Bret Michaels started saying, like, oh no, I picked the wrong level 1 talent. Like, I picked it. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I messed up. So, I guess it was an accidental misclick, so they currently are going to be having the Spell Armor Beetles at level 1, but they are going to be going into a lot of those Burrow talents, going to be having some more engage with those. We do have Diablo sitting at 91 out of the 100 stacks for their... Black Soulstone, so they have that revive. We do have 9 out of the 15 for the Blaze as well. Kael'thas only sitting at 8 out of the 20 necessary. Well, 9 now, a little bit more. And Ana only sitting at 5 out of the 20 for her Sleep Dart. Big boy invade for sure. Nice plays, honestly. Really nice plays coming out from both these teams so far. Bret Michaels going to be taking a bit of damage. They might have a burrow out. Seems like they're just going to wait for the damage to hit them, as they do have that spell armor. We're gonna be trying to get some damage out here, just padding those stats, really. Both teams, really. Galaxy Quest doing the exact same thing, just poking out on Professor Bilbo. I mean, there's advantage to doing that. You are going to be weakening them a little bit. They are going to be having some damage on themselves, so it does allow you to have some more opportunities to get a kill. But we do have a fight starting to break out here. No Lunar Flare connection. Bret Michaels taking a lot of damage. They're going to be getting the negative healing coming out from Bumblebee. And 10s are going to be on the precipice for both of these teams. No one getting the engagement just yet. We also do have the next Punisher moving into the mid lane. That should be spawning, or at least the timer should be going off fairly soon. little bit of double duty coming out from the solo laners. They will be in the mid lane as well. Linehouse will be getting that soak as Ferret and crew actually do finish the Mana Addict at level 1 there, so you're going to be having the extra damage, if I'm not mistaken. Regen Globe, excuse me, up your regen, as well as you have the 10%. There it is. Bonus damage from Frostbite is up by 10%. Any increase in damage from Jaina is terrifying. Kael'thas is getting some work done with those bombs. That is very true. Only Division S players will go full Beetle build. Division 2 players aren't even on the pro strats, Kappa. Oh my god. If I see Beetle build in Div S, I will just yell. Please, Phantom Puppy. Alright, we do have 10s achieved. It isn't anything too out of the ordinary. We have the extract. We do have the Water Elemental coming out from Jaina this game, so no Ring of Frost, as well as the Cold Snap in the summer center. We will be probably seeing Wintermute. That is a great 20 talent upgrade, in my opinion, for Jaina, because you do get the added bonus. They are baseline, but you're also going to be able to get the Chrono Cold, as well as the follow-up from Bret Michaels. They do have this VP for the time being. That is also going to be the Web Wrap coming out. They do have the Lightning Breath. The Snag is trying to get out of here. They do not get it. Any sort of kill in time. That is going to be the kill onto Nubrak. Galaxy Quest has to use the extract to just make themselves get out of here. And now R275 Delta is getting shredded. And they go down. A nice double kill in favor for the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie as we go into the second Immortal of the game. This is going to be an Arcane Punisher. On top of that, those things do hurt pretty bad. We do have that top lane pressure from the camp coming in. And now we have also a camp pressuring in from mid. But this is going to be coming out from members of Team Happy Cloud, so trying to just at least apply some map pressure while they are going to be losing out this Punisher. Div S will have no end of memes, I'm sure. I just hope, like, I really, really hope that I get to cast just some Div S games. I really want to cast those, because, like, I feel like there are going to be a lot of good memes in there. And I feel like we're also going to be seeing a lot of really crazy good plays. Wipeout Twitch, what's up? Thanks for coming by. Overwatch buttons letting Genji do Overwatch things. That's so good. Alright, we do have the Punisher held at 31 skeletal defenders out of the 40 necessary. They don't have enough on the side of Team Happy Cloud. They are a little bit ahead in experience, but we're talking fractions here. No 13 availability for them anytime soon. They have that Sentinel out, which will get them some vision, but this is going to be an Arcane Punisher in favor for Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Moving into the mid lane, we do have the Malthael still in that bottom, maybe looking just to pressure that up a fair bit more. Aw, thank you so much, Phantom Puppy. I appreciate that. Punisher does get a leap over the wall. Bret Michaels will be taking a lot of this damage. Ferret is just going to be dumping as much snow as possible. We can see that this Arcane Punisher is getting shredded. The Phoenix will be coming up from Kael'thas to also make sure that they have that zone potential, letting the Punisher get a little bit more value, and so they can push into this mid lane front gate. They're not getting a ton with it. That will be the Shadow Stalk used by the Tyrande, I do believe, just as a bit of a buff. Also, no, I guess it was just a little bit of a buff, realistically. Or maybe just slapping the R key because it's on cooldown. Why not? They're watching this camp. Sentinel does go out. They might have seen Snag. They did see Snag. Wow, really good eyes coming out. The Sentinel didn't even hit them, but they do have the engage coming out from Professor Bobo. They're going to be diving out onto Bret Michaels. They also do have the web wrap that went out. That is going to be the stun connecting, but, well, you can't really stun a standstill Lightning Breath Diablo's Shadow Charge onto 275 Delta. We have Galaxy Quest trying to get some poke damage into this. It's not going to be working out. Blaze with the slow. Looks like they should have the extract out once again, but they are burning that ability just to make it out of these engagements consistently. Just press R. Wait, wrong division. I feel like I've casted games in almost every division where people just press the R button. Like, even in, like, oh, what a pal getting caught out of position here. They might be able to make this chase. Snag is going to be following this up. Phoenix comes out. Now that's their R button if I've ever seen one right there. But Ferret is going to be taking a lot of this damage as well. Makes the same retreat as Malthael does, and they make it out just alive. So, a couple R buttons hit there. Just one, actually. They do steal away the camp, and that does have pressure added into their mid lane. Next Punisher will be top lane. Should be frozen. I do believe it can cycle back to Mortar. but it is the most defended lane for both these teams. We'll see if they're going to be trying to push into that with their Blaze in the top lane, or if Malthael would any value here. And of course, I said in draft, I was like, yeah, Blaze is going to have a hard time to Malthael. They're not even in the same. They're not even in the same lane on the map. They're just top and bottom right now. So I get to eat my words while I watch the entire game. We do have Diablo just currently clearing out the bottom lane themselves. The teams are just split all across the map. They're just everywhere. Like, I'm looking at this minimap and I'm just like, what are you trying to set up for here? You're just making safe rotations and trying not to take a fight before 16? Seems like that would be the best way to do it. That is true. There are teams literally named just press R. Those are probably the best teams in the division because they press the R the best. I mean, if you practice only pressing R, you'll be really good at that. 15-14 in levels, 6-1 in kills. Once Bitten, Thrice, Pie are making a case to go to that game number 3. We're going to see if Team Happy Cloud are going to be able to bounce back or if they're going to be pushed in and the snowball will continue. We do have Genji in this bottom, and I don't know if they see the rotation. I think they do. Professor Bobo just sharking around that long side, and Genji just goes ahead and says, you know what, I'll use my dash. I do not want to get caught out and burn that Swift Strike. No big deal. 16 of those will be achieved in favor for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice, Pie. With that talent tier advantage, I don't think that they're going to push into this. I mean, once they rotate up, they have to disengage from Once Bitten, Thrice, Pie. They can't win this. They do have a gate to retreat behind, but here's the thing, they're so far out. That's a really good engagement coming out from them. Professor Bubble with the Lightning Breath going to be hitting Ferret. There's a lot of damage coming out as well. What a Palace is going to not be going down. No, they will be, as that is a nice pickoff onto 2 of the members there. There is going to be the Void Prison onto R275 Delta, who is just taking a lot of damage. Web Wrap does go out onto the Diablo, and with that is going to be a Tyrande going down after a few seconds of focus from the team. That will also be the Fire Stomp not finishing at that tower with a literal sliver of health. Like, there you go, Shadow Charge, Professor Bobo, thank you. That would have bothered me, and I'm not even playing in the game. Like, nice pickoff though. There's really, really great play coming out from them in the top lane, coming out from Once Bitten, Thrice, Pie. We do have Linehouse just soaking out the odd lanes, also making sure that bottom lane doesn't stack up too much and that Catapult doesn't get any rogue pressure going in their favor on the side of Team Happy Cloud, allowing a window for them to come back. So just it's a lot of great management coming out from them. They do rotate their Blaze back up into that top lane. Want to make sure that Malthael doesn't have any sort of advantage to get any of those last right stacks, which, speaking of, they have 0 of those. They haven't attempted or really gotten any chances to use them. Kael'thas also does have 26 Mana Addict stacks, so they're going to be having a fairly nice protective bubble, I guess you could say, once they hit that 1 key with the Mana Shield. Punisher, ooh, nice burrow coming out from Bret Michaels to bait that over, not getting stunned out. Water Elements is used, but here's the thing, Genji is in a bit of a bad spot. They just get smushed between a Demon and a Hellbat, and now they have no Genji. They have a Punisher pushing in through top lane, but it still has to go through the fort. That is going to be cleared out. Ooh, this is a rough spot to be in on the side of Team Happy Cloud. They disengage from this. They say the 41% Punisher isn't enough for us to warrant a push. We're going to go ahead and just soak up the rest of the lane. Fear the Crossfire. Seriously, that was a nice smush between those two. How to deal with unfavorable matchup? Just rotate away. Just keep rotating. Just keep rotating so you don't have to deal with the other solo laner. Okay, so we do have no keep taking down in top lane. They did take down the fort, still have that odd lane catapult pressure going over in their favor. Really quickly, just so show some of the experience and how it's kind of being distributed at this time. No. Ooh, they're waiting in that bush for a second, but it doesn't look like that's the play. Genji trying to check the bush. Bumblebee gonna get caught out. Ooh, little dive forward, but here's the thing. Crow is right behind you. They also do have the gravity laps coming up. They start to dive onto Crow. A lot of damage is gonna be coming out. There's gonna be X-Strike in the backline. That is gonna be the last race going out onto Kael'thas. There is the VP on 3 members. That is also gonna be Malthael going down, so a 1-for-1 trade at this time. Bunker has been used by the Blaze. They do have the charge, the Jet Propulsion onto the Tyrande. The Web Rep does go out onto the Zeratul, and it just ended, so they're gonna be moving in, trying to get some burst onto a couple of these members. They dive out. Tyrande ends up going down here to that Zeratul. We have Genji split off from the team, rotating through bottom lane, trying to make their way out of here. That is going to be the dive out coming. They have the deflect. Do they have the... Oh, it's going to be enough. Brett Michaels tried to come in and help and wasn't even needed, but they still have that added pressure so they don't step up too much. Diablo plus Blaze, great synergy, absolutely. And Genji did get owned, Genjoned, yes. Pressure through the bottom with this camp. We are going to be having Jaina clearing the top. Genji will be looking to do a little bit of work in mid as best they can while the Malthea does spawn, and we do have the Tyrande coming back from death at this time. Oof, oof, oof. So I set up a little bit more straight and I was like, man, my back feels a lot better all of a sudden. Surprising. Ferret will be getting this Bruiser camp to pressure into the top lane. Genji will be working on bottom lane with a friend down there, and Ferret should be able to finish this out. They're just going to be a little bit low in health, but Linehouse might be able to round the corner and get a smush with the jet propulsion. Doesn't connect. They do pick up the camp. They are going to be having some dive. Ferret is so low here. They try and get some burst out, but it's not going to be enough. Ferret is going to go down as well as Tyrande. Oh, the lightning breath used. 14 health. I think Tyrande would have gotten away with 14 health, but they burn the lightning breath, pun and everything, just to get the kill, and they get a second one. That's a great pickup for them on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie, as they do have the next shrine activating. They will be up in just a few seconds after it pops, but that gives them the advantage to have some position, well, advantage on that point, and then they'll also be having this Bruiser camp pushing through the top lane. No other camps available on the map at the current moment, and they'll be able just to set themselves up for this next Punisher, which should be Mortar? Arcane? Oh, they find a rogue Malthea here. What a pal, he's gonna be taking a lot of damage, and they use the Hellgate to step forward and get the kill. Diablo also going to be finishing the devastating charge stacks from level 13. This looks like it is going to be a shrine in favor for the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. They do, this is, I gotta say, for a level 20 game, there's a lot of forts still up. We're sitting 18 minutes into this game right now. This Punisher can barrel through a lane and get a lot of value. They want to also have this camp to just add some pressure into the mid lane. Tyrande trying to get a few more stacks on that Lunar Blaze questing talent from level 4. Camp picked up and going to be pressuring through mid. They also have the Shamans on top of it. Bobo has no regard for human life. Well, I mean, he is the Lord of Terror. Why would he? If I was playing Diablo, I wouldn't have a regard for human life. But I'm playing Diablo. Look at him, he's just smushing skeletal defenders into a wall. Let me just phrase that for you. Skeletal defenders getting shadow charged into a wall. They just turned to powder. It's the Lord of Terror. Are you casting it all on Friday this week? I do not plan it. It's typically one of the days that I try and actually get off the computer because I've been working all week and I try and go outside. Typically do not. But I am trying to pick up replays. So if games go uncasted, I do enjoy casting replays here and there. Like, it'd be nice to cast one after this game, potentially, if internet wants to be friendly. We'll see. We'll see. It might just be a one-game night. It's Tuesday. It's been a long week already for me. Bottom lane is already being pressured up. We are going to be having Mortar Punisher really sieging down here. As I said, they scale throughout the game and it's going to be getting a lot of value here. We already have it sitting at about 50% health, nearing it. Phoenix does come in from Crow as well. They want to pressure in onto this bottom lane keep. They do have this Punisher available. I think it should have another jump forward. It does go out, but doesn't connect onto anyone. Brett Michaels was the target. They do have a lot of damage coming out here. The Lightning Breath will be connecting onto so many members, but the VP, I think, was there as well. Jaina, the first one to go down here. Extract will be coming out from Genji, snagging a little bit of a bad spot. Let's just see a spray come out. just a little spray. They get the bottom lane keep. Mortar Punisher will be going down, and they don't go for the end. No end just yet. Oof. Very nice though. Very nice plays coming out. Absolutely enjoying what we're seeing coming out from Once Bitten Thrice Pie, as well as the members of Team Happy Cloud. Now, Team Happy Cloud, they do have their 20s as well. Question is, what are they going to be doing to try and kind of turtle this game a little bit more? They just lost to Keep, so they're going to have consistent catapult pressure throughout bottom lane. Jaina doesn't have Ice Block yet and won't have it for another 5,000 damage roughly. I don't know. It's Here's the Storm. We could see a turnaround. Very possible. Maybe you know what? They're just a 20 team. That's it. That's what my friend used to say when I was first learning Here's the Storm, and he played a lot of MOBAs, and we'd be losing. I'm like, I don't think we can win this one. He's just like, no, dude, we're a 20 team. And we'd lose still at 20. And I was like, why didn't we win? He's like, oh, we were in a 20 team. I just wanted you to not give up. And I'm like, that's a good lesson to teach people. No surrendering and get, yeah. But anyways, it's just little things like that. What a pal. Oh, the blink forward. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it out of here alive. A lot of damage already coming out. The stun will be there. They have the sleep dart as well. Malthael goes down. 60 seconds plus on them, but Malthael has bought back and has returned. That buyback, though, could be pricey. If they die, I do believe it goes up to like 75 seconds or something. I can't do the math. I think, no, maybe it goes up to like 80. I can't remember what the max is in this game for it. It's cool, we're scaling. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Tyranna's got some lunar flares. She can finish out. Malthael's got some stacks he can finish out, and Jaina can get ice block. While Kael'thas sits at 48 mana addict stacks with a huge mana shield. That's such a good panic button to have, because that's really going to do so much for you. Also, Blaze with the new habits, being able to pop the Pyromania. Yes, being able to pop his trait and also have a self-cleanse. It's a lot of really good tools coming out from Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Also, Ana with 15 out of the 20 stacks. Yeesh. It's a rough time. What's up, Bono Hots? Thanks for coming by, my friend. Shrine activating. Shrine going to be activating fairly soon. Diablo has full stacks so they can buy back any, or, well, not buy back, but have the short respawn. Their devils do. There we go. I could not think of it. Top lane is, it's a win condition for either team, really, because by the time this thing spawns, it's going to be like 25 minutes in the game, and it has scaled quite a bit. But if they get it on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie, this thing will barrel through that top lane and really take down a keep. This is also going to be an Arcane Punisher. This thing will hit like a truck. We can just see here as we get into this. I'm just waiting. Like I'm holding my breath a little bit. Let's pull away towns. We've already seen these for long enough. Let's get the full frame of action in front of us here. Oh, even Fallinger just zooming out, just like, yeah, let's see everything. No, I love this. All right. No one going in just yet. Diablo going to get stunned out for a hot second. Kael'thas is going to be getting some poke out onto Brett and Michaels here. They are going to be working their way onto some of these skeletal defenders, but it's 15-8. Currently in favor for the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Kael'thas connecting to trying to get some more damage out as well. Phoenix comes out from that Kael'thas, looking for some sort of backline entry. Galaxy Quest is actually going to be getting sharked on by Snag. Doesn't get the VP onto the Genji in the backline. Lightning Breath going to be coming out from the Diablo. Ferret going to be taking a lot of damage. The first one to go down is going to be that Jaina. Tyrande is going to go down as well. Blaze is going to be coming out of here, and they get the kill. Diablo did not go down, as I think they went into the bunker, but now they go down to Galaxy Quest's reset onto the dash, and I don't think they're going to be making it out. The X-Strike just to make it out alive, but here's the thing. What a pal was left behind, and Genji not being a pal leaves their Malthael for death, sitting at 80 seconds of death time because the buyback... Oh, no, the buyback was there. The buyback was up and available for them. Okay. Because it's 180 seconds, I think it is. Malthael buying back in. Still have this Punisher coming through the lane. Sorry, I'm curious. It's 180 seconds. Okay. Whew. This is an Arcane Punisher. 25 minutes into this game. Snag and Bobo have already moved down the top lane and are already working their value. Seriously, that bunker, so much value. Bobo would have died to the last rites, but they end up jumping in that bunker. I couldn't see it. Like, I was like, did he die? I don't see the death thingy. Wait, did he respawn? I don't see him at core. What? Oh, no, the bunker was there. I just literally couldn't see it in all the chaos. Punisher. Arcane, 100%. Still has the jump available. Brad Michael will be the target of that. Rest of the team is going to be getting some poke. They're trying to bait it over to this mid lane keep. It doesn't stay, and it's going to go ahead, go over to the core. They have so much damage on the Genji. They will be going down. And they have some follow-up. A nice jet propulsion. What a pal is going to be going down as well. Lightning Breath getting so much value. A new break, the next one to go down. They do have the ice block from the Jaina. Buys them a couple seconds here. The VP is going to save, well, one for now, but we'll see as the core is already going down. Tyrande sprays the GGs come out, and it is definitely the Beetle build's fault. GG, well played. Number We did it. We pushed the button. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. I am Bahamut, your caster. On the left-hand side, we have Once Bitten, Thrice Pie up 1 game. And on the right-hand side, we have Team Happy Cloud up a game as well. This is a best-of-3 series, I guess, with that game to win that allows the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie to make it into the playoffs. They were literally just all caps in Match Lounge. We're probably going to be having the exact same bans, so while that happens, let's go ahead and at least show you what the maps were if you did miss them. The coin flip was won by the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. They went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. Brax's Holdout was banned out by Team Happy Cloud. Tomb of Spider Queen, Infernal Shrines, and BOE were all chosen by the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. And this game, since it's always loser that chooses, but last game, obviously, Once Bitten, Thrice Pie won the map, and they wanted first pick, first ban on the side of Team Happy Cloud. We're back in drafts. Tyrande actually going to be banned out on the side of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. They do not want to deal with R275's Tyrande. I'm confused by this because of the fact that it's like, wait, they've been playing. Team Happy Cloud's been playing the Jaina all night. What up? Why are you banning out your... Are they going for the Mal'Ganis? I wonder if they see this and they're just like, wait, no Mal'Ganis. Oh, they ban out the Genji. That leaves Maiev and Mal'Ganis open. What do we get? Ooh. I really want a Mal'Ganis right now. I think it's time to feed. It's either that or Maiev, but the thing is, then you're just like, all right, well, if we take one of those, then we're giving over... Like, there's this whole mental game that I'm currently just, like, playing out in my head. They go for the Diablo, because I was thinking, like, oh, they could go for, like, Greymane. They could go for the Hanzo. Hanzo, not the highest priority, but still seeing a lot of great play on Battlefield of Eternity. Ooh, what do they go for this in this one, too? Please give me Mal'Ganis? Please? Has? Maybe? Their Jaina player probably plays their BOE race hero. That's probably true. Lucio Li Ming. That's like super, super early for a Lucio. Like massively early for a Lucio. That's Maiev. And Malthael. Is this a Cho'Gall? Are we leaning into a Cho'Gall right now? It's such an oddity to pick those two at the start. Yes, yeah. No, it has like I think that this has to be a Cho'Gall. And I wonder if they're contemplating the Greymane ban, if it's gonna be like way too much like, hey, we're gonna do Cho'Gall. Hanzo. Okay, so they ban out Hanzo, they ban out the race. Please just Cho'Gall. I want a Cho'Gall match so bad. Please, Heroes Lounge, give me one Cho'Gall this season. Never pick this early. All right, Blaze is banned out. They've got the one. They've got a double trouble. Please, double trouble. It's not going to be. My hopes and dreams are going to get crushed very, very quickly. It's such an early Lucio. Like, all of Twitch chat's just like, yes, Malthael is a perfect score. Yes, like... Oh!
The hunt is on.
I'm alt F4ing. I'm done. I don't wanna cast this game anymore. No, that's alright. We are going to be having the Teriel and the Lunara. Lunara actually, when she had her changes come through, like 4 months ago, I think? When we're still in HGC. And things were so bright and happy in the world. But no, I mean, like, I was sitting there, I was like, man, her race potential on BOE could be big, but it really hasn't been bolstered quite a bit, if at all. We do have the Rhaegar being picked up. Bloodlust? We do have Raynor on top of it. Raynor could be going for the cheese with the Exterminator, I believe is the talent, so it's going to be giving 100% towards basically the Immortal and Mercenaries and stuff like that, and then when you're in Spider, I think it's like 150 or 125. What's this? What's the solo lane? What's the solo lane to the Malthael? URL. Okay. Chat, I don't know how I feel about this. My brain's broken. It's such an early Lucio, why? Bloodlust or bust, for real. Absolutely. What's up, one Mega Man fan? How you doing, dude? Thanks for coming by. Yes, that's a Bloodlust composition. I absolutely think that's Bloodlust. But the thing is, we've been trending on disappointment tonight with my calls, so absolutely it's going to be the Ancestral Healing. Whew. These games are so good. They have oh, I'm just flying across the map. Yo, Zengaji, what's up, my friend? Thank you for coming by. All right, friends, we have a game. I pushed the right button this time, so we're going to go ahead and get into this game number 3. On the left-hand side, we have Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, with Bumblebee going to be on the Lucia. We'll be having Crow on the Lunara, Professor Bobo on the Tyrael. Snag will be on the Li Ming, and we will be rounding out the team with Linehouse on the Yorel. On the right-hand side, we have Team Happy Cloud up a game as well. We have What a Pal on the Malthael. We're going to be having Ferret on the Rainer. Brett Michaels will be on that Diablo. Galaxy Quest on the Maev, and R275 Delta on the Rhaegar. Let's go ahead and get into this game number 3. Now, I will note, the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie have been consistently banning out Maev tonight. This is the first map that they let Maev through, and they instantly go for it. We'll see what kind of value it is. Oh my god. So, Colossal Totem, Bloodlust comp. It didn't matter what level 1 he took. I was just gonna say it's Bloodlust. It's Bloodlust build, that's it. Colossal Totem is a Bloodlust build. Saying it right now. Tyrael and Uriel on one team? Absolutely. The solo lane chat. Hold on, are they even gonna get regen globes? Are we serious? No regen globes? We're just gonna let top lane naturally push itself out? No sprays, no dances, no taunts, nothing. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, everyone's like, it's the Hunger Games in bottom. It's Lord of the Flies down here, just beach club, just hanging out, watching these lanes. Hey, how's your weekend? And back down here, we're going to be having a massive fight, and just everyone is going to be constantly trying to kill each other. I love it. I love the, the duality of it all. Snag is going to be getting some of these nice pokes in from this high area, but we also have Brett Michaels right above that. They do get the Fire Stomp out. That does kind of give the positioning away. That is going to be a nice Shadow Charge onto Bobo. No connection onto the wall. That is going to be an upper bind coming out from Galaxy Quest, trying to get some damage. Bobo a little caught out of position here. They should have the Eldrunes might be able to get out. You can already see that thrown, and they do make their way out of there. Galaxy Quest taking a lot of poison damage from Crow. And they did go for that increased wisp size. Oh my god, up here. Just like, I want to edit this video. Oh, no, that's the first hit onto a minion. Ooh. I just wanted to put like some just like soft like music, and then down here just putting like death metal. We do though have it's just continuation of just brawling, stacking up quests, and just poking out. We do have Diablo sitting at 27 of the Devil's Due of that baseline. We have 3 3/4 for both these teams, so those 4 shouldn't be too far away. We also have the Immortal spawning up here in 40 seconds. Are they legitimately calling dibs on the camp for top lane? I wish every solo lane was so friendly. No sprays equal BM. Oh. Okay. They're taking the... Oh my god, what is this? I don't understand what this top lane game is. They're going to rotate off. They will be going for this bruiser camp on both sides almost simultaneously. They should just push into the top lane and bottom lane. We'll see the respective teams just kind of throw a member up there and get the clear onto those. Pulling people into Diablo's Apocalypse is going to be the deciding factor of this game. I'm waiting for that Bloodlust. I mean, he also went for Healing Totem. Absolutely a Bloodlust talent. It's pretty standard actually, stream. This is going to be just pretty much the race between the two teams for now. I think this is pretty standard for most of the first Immortals. It isn't the strongest thing in the world, plus the positioning does offer better racing advantages. What a pal, going to take a lot of damage. They do have their friendly team, like, rotating over. Okay, I was like, they're lagging a little bit behind on map, and that's because they're trying to get that bottom wave clear. They don't want to miss out on the race, as Crow has picked up that level 4 talent that does have, oh my god, Nature's Toxin? No. Oh my god, I can't think of it. Ooh, it's gonna bother me. Nature's Culling. There we go. Definitely not Bloodlust? No, this is Bloodlust. What's up, Slice? How you doing? Thanks for coming by. Stormcaller OP. That's what I was saying. Since they didn't go Stormcaller and they went Colossal Totem, it's going to be Bloodlust. Didn't matter what they took. I would have said it would have been Bloodlust. Alright, so the Immortal goes in the top lane. This is going to be some decent pressure coming out in favor for the members of Team Happy Cloud. They are able to take down this front gate potentially. I don't know if they'll be getting much more than that. The Immortal does move into that melee range. Any little fun fact for everyone who might not know, once the Immortal does lose its shielding, it moves into the melee range. While it has shielding, it will attack from range. That's pretty much just the best way to... Once you get it down off those shields, you can at least get some of that melee damage in if you have a protective wall in your favor. They take out the well. They're going to get a little bit of a fight here. Professor Bobo will have the Eldron's Might right out of there just in time. Crow going to take a little bit of damage. That is also going to be the Shadow of the Warden. Not going to be using the Blink just yet. Woo, woo, woo. There's a nice engagement and a nice push. 7-7 in levels. No kills just yet on the board. They take out the fort. Diablo will be zoning for the friendly team. They pick up this camp. That will feed into top lane nicely. I don't know if they're going to be going for a pressure onto the fort. They do have the potential for it, as they do have the camp and a little bit of momentum behind them. They kind of have them on their heels on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Team Happy Cloud do step up. They want to take this fort and at least have that periodic catapult pressure. What a Pal will be working on this bottom lane camp as well, just to have there. Brett Michaels is taking a lot of damage. Lionhouse is setting up for the engagement onto this. We do see that they are applying the mark. They're going to be fighting over this. The Righteous Hammer, but they have the ability to dive right back in. This is actually a really good fight, as Lionhouse is going to get shredded by What a Pal. Meanwhile, in top lane, the Kaiser camp is going to be getting finished out here. They don't take out the fort. The cleanse is going to be put onto Ferret. A lot of damage coming out. They do have the chase currently. Bumblebee does get shadow charged into the wall. The overpower will be there. They're taking a lot of damage, but with 30 some health, they're able to boostio themselves out and not get killed. This top lane fort, though, has barely any health, and so does their support. They are trying to boost the volume to try and get that value, but it's not happening just yet. This should be the fort going down in favor for the members of Team Happy Cloud. They also have the Immortals spawning in a few moments. Rhaegar takes cleanse. Seems like a bloodlust. Siwono Hots, you get what this stream is all about. Rhaegar seems like a bloodlust. Absolutely, Stark. Yes, yes, stream, you're getting it. I love you all. Immortals are going to be spawning here. No 10s available for either team, but a little bit of an experience advantage going over in favor for the members of Team Happy Cloud. Lighthouse might get caught out of position here, or maybe just get caught in the lane, and that is a nice pickoff coming out from the members of Team Happy Cloud. The other thing that I didn't note is Raynor did go for that ace in the hole at level 1. They did not go for the Exterminator for that little bit of extra race coming out. Let's go ahead and see what they get here, as no 10s are available, but they have a little bit of an advantage since the URL did go down. This is going to be the Umbral Bind onto Professor Bobo. Not trigger, but they walk into a Shadow Charge from Brett Michaels here. A lot of good damage coming up from Snag in the backline, just trying to poke them out. They do trigger the halftime point for the Immortals here, and it looks like the chain healing coming out from Rhaegar is going to be enough for now. Their 10s are very, very close. They also have that camp pushing in bottom lane as well. Bloodlust seems like Bloodlust, absolutely. What a Pal, though, might not be able to get Bloodlust here. No, they'll be able to make it out. All right, everybody, just, no! Control 2, not Control 1. Control 2. You hit the wrong button. It's not Bloodlust. Apparently, we have a visual bug. We have Ancestral Healing. Professor Bobo will be going down. They are quite grouped up. Gonna get some decent value. Getting some decent value. So there's currently this this bug in Here's the Storm. It looks like you pick Ancestral Healing, but it's actually Bloodlust. It functions and looks like Ancestral Healing, but it's all Bloodlust. Warden's Cage just boxing in Crow, not allowing them to go anywhere, as well as that wall too, and that will be the death of Lunara. Dead game. Just Zengaju is just happy feet. Ancestral seems like Bloodlust. Exactly. See? But we are going to be having this bottom lane opened up quite a bit by the members of Team Happy Cloud before the Immortal even works his way into the lane. They're trying to get this done before the 10s are achieved on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie because they have a little bit more engagement. They are going to be having... Is this Judgment Material? I'm just going to like bank on something every single time. No, Sanctification. No fun talents. Lunar actually going out for the Thornwood Vine instead of going for Leaping Strikes. Interesting choice. It's a lot more poke oriented, and it does apply marks as well. You get a lot. You get a lot from those Leaping Strikes, but if you're in a position like they are, I think these Stormwood Vines are going to be a lot more beneficial for them. So either way, the Immortal has worked its way through the front gate. That is going to be going out onto the well. Bret Michaels is going to try and get a Shadow Charge onto one. Galaxy Quest is trying to find an Umbral Bind that is not going to be connecting for now. The Immortal is still up and alive, but they're starting to push their way into this. A nice play coming out. Malthea does rotate into this team as well, trying to body block Linehouse and slow them down a little bit here. They do have that Ardent Defender, so they're not going to be a target for the last rites from that Malthea. The Immortal does go down. No bottom lane keep to be taken either, and now they're going to be chasing this a little bit. Oh, they want to take this kill before 13s are achieved. Bret Michaels in a little bit of a bad spot. They're going to be working their way through this. Nice Fire Stomp to get some health. That is going to be the Break It Down coming out from the Lucio. Bret Michaels also gets cleansed at one point. They have a weird interaction right there. I don't know if that was a Shadow Charge or something. Another Fire Stomp to get them a little bit more healing. That is going to be the Apocalypse coming out from Diablo, connecting onto one. They get the Shadow Charge onto Professor Bobo. They have a decent amount of damage. Bret Michaels getting body blocked by the friendly team member, and there's no healing available. They're trying to get something, and that is, oh my, okay, the poison from Lunar was enough. I was watching that panic happen. I'm just like, you gotta think that Rhaegar is just like pinging, like, I'm on cooldown, except, I have Ancestral Healing. And it's not used. I'm so what? Bloodlust would have confirmed keep. I'm honestly perplexed by that, because, like, Ancestral wasn't used. I never saw the giant beam, big green beam. Okay, alright, I didn't see the mana. That was the only thing I couldn't see. Thank you, Phantom Puppy, and thank you, Stark. If they had Bloodlust, they would have recuperated health from their auto attacks. I believe it's 25%. So Diablo would have been fine there. When this team watches this, they're going to be not too happy with my decision to really heckle their support player into playing a Bloodlust Rhaegar. I'm so sorry, R275 Delta. Either way, we do currently have pressure into the top lane, pressure into the bottom, or no, excuse me, pressure being cleared out of the bottom. We now have 12 to 13. Those 13 on the cusp for the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. We're going to go ahead and take away the talents for the time being, just to show the majority of this fight. Let's see here. We have Linehouse in a little bit of a position, trying to make some sort of just a nice entry into the backline here. They're going to be having a oh my god, a dive coming out. Break It Down is going to be used by the Lucio. A nice Umbral Bind on a couple. Ancestral is going to be used on the Bret Michaels way early. Sanctification will be popped as well, pretty much nullifying the Apocalypse coming out from the Diablo. Bret Michaels very far forward. We'll get the Shadow Charge onto the Immortal. They're trying to make their way out of here, but they keep getting poked around, and we currently have Raynor just chasing the Li Ming off the map currently. That is going to be Li Ming getting killed as we cut to that, but that is also going to be the last rates going out. They do get the stack there, and that is also going to be the kill on the Lucio and the Lunar. They're starting to turn this around. Linehouse in a really bad spot. The Absorption is going to be used. That is going to be a nice Ardent Defender in time, but it's not going to be enough time as that Urel does go down. Professor Bobo with no mana just says, sorry, I'm not going to be feeding, and that is going to be the third, I believe, Immortal of the game going over in favor for the members of Team Happy Cloud, and this will be fully shielded, and it will be working its way through the top lane unless the Shaman already takes out the top lane before they can burn this thing down. That Sanctification was so good. I wouldn't say completely, but it nullified more than 50% of that Apocalypse. That was a really good Sanctification coming out from Professor Bobo there. Unfortunately, the rest of the team just slowly got picked off one by one, and Diablo just not going down. Not even at full stacks of the Devastating Charge or their Black Soulstone either. That Jimmy chase, I'm like, just massive shout out to Falendrith, who's doing all of our observations tonight, who literally caught that at the exact moment The shotgun blast comes out from Jimmy, and he gets the kill. Just nice little cut there. Really, ooh, Galaxy Quest, though, trying to get a number bind. That isn't going to be connecting. They take a lot of damage, and that will be the Maiev going down. Apocalypse will be used here. Professor Bobo is going to be the target of that last right Stogado, and that is going to be the Tyrael going down. They will get some value in the... No, actually, they get 0 value in the explosion here, and they also get the kill onto the Rainier. They're starting to dive in onto Lionhouse here, but here's the thing. Their Maiev is gone, and they don't have their Jimmy right-click either. Meanwhile, the Immortal is going to be working through top lane. This should confirm the keep. They're trying just to at least not allow them into this bottom lane. That Crow getting a nice shadow charge in them, but they're not going to take too much damage. That might have been a bad move on the side of Team Happy Cloud. Meanwhile, still Immortal with shielding is going to be moving on to that core, and they need to back off and get this cleared out. Whew. Somehow, I'm telling you, it's not Ancestral Healing. It's currently a bug in the game where it looks like Ancestral Healing, has the cooldowns like Ancestral Healing, has the tooltip like it, but it's all Bloodlust. That's why we saw Diablo get fully Ancestral Healed in that last fight, because of the fact that they popped Bloodlust. That's how they won it. I'm sorry. It's a bug in the game. We should really contact Heroes Launch about this. 15 to 16 in levels. They have a little bit of core damage on themselves on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. We'll see what they're able to do to turn this around. 16s are very close. It's a big talent spike for a lot of these heroes. Once they can get that, maybe they can start taking some of these fights a little bit differently. I feel like their engagements are good. It's just they're targeting or something. They just can't get past Bret Michaels, which just feels like a weird sentence to say. They start to dive in on this. They are going to be getting the Righteous Hammer onto one. They're trying to focus down onto the Diablo. They use the break it down a little early in this engagement. R275 Delta seems to be the next target, but that's not connecting either. A lot of just split attention currently. Galaxy Quest is going to be almost going to be able to get out of here. The Ancestral Healing connects in time. The Apocalypse came out as well just to try and slow them down and reposition them a little bit here. R275 Delta is getting very low. Lionhouse gets the last rights put onto them. They don't pop the Ardent Defender because they do not have it in time. Was it just used? I think it may have just gone off cooldown. And with that kill, they start to chase this on the side of Team Happy Cloud. They're starting to get onto Bumblebee, who's trying to boostio this team out of here. And seems like they're able to protect it for now, but the Immortals are going to be spawning again in the next 26 seconds. Both keeps have been taken. I will write an essay on Bahamut's Bloodlust obsession. I wouldn't say it's an obsession so much as I would just like to see a fun talent. Because like when you're casting, like I have no stakes in these games. I actually want both teams to win. I like both teams. I've casted both of them before, and they're a bunch of great people. So I never want either to win. So that's why I'm just like, all right, well, like take meme talents, like have fun with it. But I know like people have standings and stuff and blah blah blah. But I know I was also kind of hoping for the Cho'Gall because as I said before this, I guess that last game that they won. Game number 2, that solidified them to go into the playoffs on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. So that's why I was like hoping. I was like, let's just get a meme game. Like I was thinking that's why we got a Lucio Li Ming so early, but not the case. Currently have 50-50 on the Immortals. We do have a fight breaking up. Bumblebee is going to be trying to boost their way out of there. They will be able to make it out just fine. There's pressure on the core mounting. They're going to need to deal with that soon. Seems like they're trying to take one big last fight before they have to go clean their core on the enemy Immortal side. It's a little risky here. Lionhouse taking a lot of damage. They do have... Oh, the Break It Down is going to be used as well. That's going to be the Warden's Cage. The last right... the Ancestral Healing comes out. The Sanctification to nullify so much of that Apocalypse, but Lionhouse still gets caught out of position there. They do get that kill onto the Yrel, and they want to chase a little bit deeper here. It doesn't seem like that's going to be available for them. Meanwhile, their core shielding has just fallen, or is just about to fall. There you go. And these catapults will be getting cleared out by Bumblebee and friends. This is going to be an Immortal in favor for the members of Team Happy Cloud. And that should be pushing through the top lane. No 20s just yet. 45% on the core. Thoughts on March of the Black King? I think it has value in some places, but most of the time Entomb is so powerful. Like, Buried Alive at 20 is such an amazing talent. A huge engage from Bret Michaels onto Professor Bubble. Last Race comes out as well. No Sanctification available, and they get the burn and the blow up. 4 stacks on those last rights for that Malthael with, I think it's like 40-second cooldown on their heroic at this point. Lunar are going to be trying to poke out into this. They're trying to take this to shielding off of this as quickly as possible. Pull away the talents so we can at least show the full screen for you all. And now we have this move onto the core. I think they're ignoring the team and they're going for the core. It looks like this is going to be game number 3 going over to the members of Team Happy Cloud. GG. Well played. March of the Black King isn't Bloodlust. Yeah, true. Promoting fun talents over meta ones and doesn't even support March. But like, so for example, like March the Black King is a tool used by Leoric who needs to survive. Entomb is used by Leoric who has awesome team blow-ups planned out with their team. So like, for example, like Bloodlust is, hey, you've engaged on us too hard. I just hit the R button and now we're going to turn on you. Like, that's why I like Bloodlust, because it's a very big turning element in a fight. March of the Black King, while it is a very good talent for Leoric, Entomb benefits the team in the same way I like how Bloodlust benefits a team. Now, Ancestral Healing, yeah, you take a hero from, like, death to basically okay, but Bloodlust. Those are super fun games. Let me just find out who wants to do interview from the members of Team Happy Cloud. I'm just waiting on the answer really quickly, and then we'll, okay. All right, I'm gonna jump up to interview room. And I am already joined by them, R275 Delta. Congratulations on your best of 3 series win. How you feeling?
It was a good one. We needed that. Last week was a little rough on us, and it's always fun to win. It was some good comps, good opponents. It was fun.
It was such a good series to cast. Now let's talk about game number 2, because game number 1 was I wouldn't say dominant, but it was a strong play from you. There was a lot of good rotations, there were a lot of great picks, and just you had a lot of really good late game momentum. When it goes into Infernal Shrines, what was it that really started to pressure into you? What was kind of the turning factor? Because it was a little bit at the start, it was kind of even, but then it really just kind of just swapped. Like, it was just a hard turn in that mid-early game on Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, there were a couple things. I think it goes back to draft. We were looking to get Zeratul in the second rotation. They took that from us, so that kind of pushed us back to Malthael, which they countered by Blaze. So I have to give them a lot of credit in the drafting phase for getting ahead of us there. And then they had some heroes like Zeratul that scaled really well into the late game. There were a few missed engages on there. Like, I think we did really well in the early game, controlling our rotations. We even went off and got their hard camp, which was nice. But like you said, we just kind of fell behind, had some staggered deaths, and things just unraveled from there.
Yeah, it really just felt that way when I was watching the game, and I was like I was looking and I was like, what's their realistic re-engagement into this match? And it just didn't really seem like they were allowing any sort of missteps on their end. They just kept getting a lot of these good single target picks across the map. It really just it kind of snowballed for them. But then we move into Battlefield of Eternity, and I got a couple questions, and if you've seen Twitch chat, you know what one of them is going to be. But they pick a Li Ming Lucio off the bat. Were you worried at all about Cho'Gall? Because I was hoping they would meme and just go Cho'Gall.
No, it probably would have tilted us pretty hard, not gonna lie. No, I wasn't particularly worried about that. Normally, I'd be more concerned with like an Alex Draza or Ariel pairing, or a Nubarak ban, or something like that. Something that would that would kind of indicate that they were.
I was wondering if they're just like, all right, we're just not going to show anything. We're just going to grab it, and it'll catch them so off guard. It's BOE, but no, of course we don't get.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect, because obviously they had just qualified for the playoffs, and they got a chance to kind of relax.
That was my hopes too. That was my hopes exactly.
So we didn't know what to expect, but it was a fun game.
It was absolutely a blast. Now, this is something that I was talking about, and I was joking about, but then it actually became a thing for Twitch chat, and mostly me. Why no Bloodlust? Like, your composition now is actually pretty Bloodlust friendly. Was there ever a moment where you like, I could Bloodlust, like, or was it like Ancestral Healing is like, we just need to do this?
Absolutely. Every single time I'm playing Rhaegar and that talent choice pops up, I want to hit Bloodlust so bad. We actually did that way back in Chair League. We had this crazy Bloodlust comp that we ran. But didn't feel with why didn't we do it? I didn't feel like we'd get like the full auto attack benefit. Like it wasn't raw auto attack damage. A lot of it was like Malthael's trait comes with his auto attack, and that's where his power sits. And the ability to apply auto attacks more quickly doesn't really do much for you.
Oh, I was making joke cases like, oh, in that last engagement, Diablo would have won if they had, or Diablo would have lived if they had Bloodlust, because the whole team would have been getting auto attack. But just like any reason to be like, no, Ancestral's the wrong talent. Absolutely no. It was such a good game.
I did try to convince our tank Brett to go with go for an auto attack build with Lightning Shield in that game, and I feel like we could have gotten away with Bloodlust there. But
See.
You felt like playing it more standard.
Of course he did. But no, this interview was an absolute blast, and these games were so good. Before I let you go, any shoutouts that you would like to give?
Yeah, first of all, thanks to you for casting it. Really looking forward to going back and watching the stream. And then, of course, everybody on my team. Great tank and Diablo main, Brett. Our solid DPS, Ferret. Our flex DPS. Galaxy. And in offlane, we had a substitution. Normally we have VCR, who's a Diva specialist, but this time we brought in Tyler Whatapal.
Yeah. I was like, Whatapal looked didn't look familiar, but I was like, I'm assuming it's just, the cycled member.
Yep. And I mean, we play with him a lot. It was just, hasn't been as much lately. So he's been getting back in the last few weeks. It's been good.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for the games. Thank you so much for the interview. And, well, I can't wait to find out more about, playoffs and who's going to them. I do believe that there is like a showcase show on Sunday, which is going to be having like all of that kind of information, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Yeah,
we'll be paying attention. Obviously, there's a lot of buzz around Heroes Lounge right now. It's an exciting place to be, and whether we're playing or watching, we're excited for what's coming next.
Awesome. Well, have a great night. Thank you so much for the interview, and good luck in your future games.